So with this theory video, we're looking at solving trigonometric equations. And we've done this before in grade 9 and grade 10. And I think the best way to show it to you is to do it through lots of examples. So that's how we're going to do today's theory video, because I believe you have seen all of it so far. It's just bringing it all together into the one spot and into the one question. So let's get started. And what we're doing here is we're trying to solve for x. So we're trying to go backwards. All right, and this is very, very easy when we look at the formula sheet. So what we're looking cos of something equals 1 over root 2. Cos of something equals 1 over root 2. I've just put one in that I'm not meant to put in. So this one here, root 2 on 2, is the same as writing 1 over root 2. This is more simplified. Okay, so bad first example, but cos of pi on 4 is root 2 on 2. So cos of pi on 4 is root 2 on 2, or 1 on root 2, it's the same thing. Therefore, x equals pi on 4. Okay, let's try it with a bit better one. Just move that out of the way. So sine of what equals a half? Sine of what angle equals a half? So sine half, pi on 6. So sine of pi on 6 equals a half. Therefore, x is pi on 6. So we're essentially going backwards from what we've been doing. We're given the answer and we're given the ratio and we're trying to find what angle we're talking about. Normally we're given the angle and we're trying to find the answer. This time we're going back the other way. So those ones there are pretty simple. You just need to use your formula sheet. These ones up here get a little trickier and parts of them you've seen a lot and other parts might be very new. So we'll do the easy part first. So sine of something equals 0.6. So we're going to rearrange it, get pi by itself. So we're trying to figure out what pi is. Okay, and this is the calculator bit, this one, going backwards. So the inverse of sine of 0.6 is 36.9 for one decimal place. Okay, so theta is 36.9. So that kind of stuff starts in grade 9. So I'm hoping we've all seen that before. This one's got a bit of an added trick though. I will get my computer fixed at some point. So we have 36.9 for theta. So if we look at the unit circle, normally we're talking about the first quadrant. In grade 9, we're talking about the first quadrant. In grade 10, first quadrant. For a lot of you, this is the first time you'll see the other 3 quadrants. So what we've got to think about is that sine is positive of 0.6, but we've actually got 4 options. Because we know now that these are symmetrical, we've got 4 options. We've got pi here, pi here, pi here. Theta, 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 and theta. And what we want to do is we want to figure out which quadrants are relevant and which ones are not. So sine of theta is positive 0.6. So we need to find the quadrants where sine is positive. So in the first one, yep, sine would be positive 0.6. In the second one, sine would be positive. But these two down here, sine would be negative. So that doesn't work for ours. So we know that we're not talking about the third or the fourth quadrant. We are only talking about the first quadrant and the second quadrant. We've got the theta here. We've got the angle here. This one is 36.9 degrees. But we also have to find this one here. Okay, and we're going to do that using our symmetry. We're going to say, well, this is 180. And we're going to go 180 take away 36.9 will give us that line there. That's 143.1. So sine of theta is 0.6. theta could be 36.9 degrees, or it could be 143.1 degrees. It can go either way. Okay, let's try one more. Let's go. I'd like to do a negative one. Let's go this one here. Okay, so we've got tan of theta equals negative 0.837. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about our unit circle. And you're not going to draw, but you're going to think about all the possibilities to start with. Oh, could be there, could be there, could be there. Okay, which one of these work and which don't? So tan needs to be negative. So in the first one, tan would be positive. So we're not looking at that one. The second one, tan would be negative, so that's fine. Tan would be positive here, so we're not looking at that one. And tan would be negative there. So we're looking at these two lines and we're trying to find those two values. So first of all, we need to find what theta is. So we take the inverse of tan. Oh, sorry, you don't need the negative in there. We're talking about that when we're looking at the quadrants, not at the numbers. So tan of 0.837 is 39.9. So we can get this one here by going 180 back. And we can get this one here by going 360 back. So 180 take away 39.9 will give us, where am I, 140.1. So that's an option. That's this one here. Or that's another option here. Okay, so up to now, sine of theta or tan of theta, we've done the inverse, we've got the number, that's it. Now we're talking about it with the symmetry and all four quadrants. So you have to decide where it's relevant. All of these you'll end up with two answers because there are two quadrants where they are positive or they are negative. So keep drawing those diagrams until it makes sense to you, and then once it does, you can drop the diagrams out and do it by hand. So I hope that helps.